Thereafter, thereafter we will have a demo of the same. Okay.
Okay.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, we will have some discussion on the question number 21 to 30. Today we will just discuss about 21 to 30. And we will have a speaking session along with, as I mentioned earlier. I think we won't be able to get any kind of demo or proper expression just because you have already lost your half an hour. But still, if we'll get some time, like if like I would feel my energy is not getting down, then I'll just continue to actually let you know. Okay. So the fact of the matter is, what we are going to do is we are going to actually talk about first of all what's gonna be in question number 21 to 30. Okay, as it is already written over there, you can see that 21 to 30 will be educational setting or academic setting. Okay, it's not a monologue. Okay, it's a dialogue, and actually there would be it's a multi-log actually, multi-log. There would be lots of people, not lots of. I need not to say that lots of. There would be the people like one would be your professor or other two would be the students. There can be any two students or there can be three students who are discussing about any research topic. Along with there would be a professor who would be giving his advice to them that what are the different changes that they can make in their discussion paper or whatsoever they are talking about. So, like there would be a viewpoint of one person and there would be the viewpoints of the two other people at the same time. So we have to judge it out in our answers, that which person is having what view or on what particular point both of them are agreeing to a certain point. Like all of them can be there, like there the agreement or concord can be between three of them as well. Okay. There can be two people saying something and one person is actually going opposite to the viewpoint. That is also a possibility. There can be um, situations when three of them are having their different point of views about that. Okay, so we will have to fix it out, like whom is having what kind of point of view and how they are actually judging it out. Like the answers will come very swiftly. One thing that I recommend my students always about 21 to 30 question is they have to be very swift in reading the questions and answers altogether. Like when they are having a view and about any certain question, then what do they need to do is first of all they have to circle the name of the person who is having a certain view or who is whomsoever is leading in the question, and then whatsoever is the task, whatsoever is the rest of the question, you have to translate that into your mother tongue, or even if you don't want to translate, sorry, if you don't want to translate that, you can actually underline that one with a double line, so that you will remember it for a long time that yeah, this has been asked in this particular question, or this person has a certain view about this particular line. And then options will be there. You have to figure it out. You have to use elimination method here as well, but this time elimination method works better than any other method. Okay, because at a fraction of the moment, like you will hear opposite view about a certain answer. Like there would be three options, A, B, C, or something like that. There would be three options. When the person is going to favor something and when the person is going to oppose something, the vocabulary will be quite clear. The vocabulary about like acceptance of an answer or not acceptance of an answer will be quite clear, let me tell you. Like when we are saying like otherwise or otherwise statements, like we are using connectors like but, however, whereas, on the other hand, something like that. If we are using utilizing all those things, like although, we are using though also. Sometimes these statements actually makes the meaning of a certain line totally different from what we perceive, what we think, what we actually assert about it. We believe that, yeah, this can mean this, but simply by listening to the people, you can get it out. Like, yeah, the person was saying this about this particular statement. I think this is wrong and this is right, or something like. When we are going to figure it out through the questions, that we will be able to get it. Now, the second point is, I told you there would be more than two speakers who will be speaking at the same point, and the discussion would be about the research topic. Usually that would be about the research topic. Okay. Now we have gone from non-academic situation to the academic situation. Earlier somebody was there who was actually trying to implore us, suggest us, or even give us the guidance about a certain library, or a certain museum, and the person is trying to guide us that how and what kind of facilities you will be able to avail. Okay, and the multiple choice questions in that category would be of two kinds only, and there can be the possibility that there would be a multiple choice question along with the mix of some maps. And I told you that how the maps are to be handled and the things are to be taken care of when it comes to maps.
Yes.
Okay. So till now, I just want to know that whether you have any question in your mind or any kind of query that is there that exists in your mind and you want to discuss with me.
No, sir.
No, everything is crystal clear, or everything is clear.
Nay, everything is crystal clear.
Crystal clear. So just wait. Let me bring to the fore one file so that we can actually discuss about it at length. Mm, yeah, again the same issue. Yeah. So we got, like we were discussing through the book number
9.
9, but that was about the map. That's why I took that book, and we're gonna come to the same book again. Like book number 17, I guess we were discussing about
Yes.
that. Okay. And we will go to the particular question 21 to um, 30. We will see that like how things work with these questions and how actually well we can organize our mind to answer all these questions. So definitely there would be a choice from my side also, that I'll let you know that these questions are easy and these questions are difficult to handle, and how I handled those questions during my Indian exam when I gave it in India. And here I did not prepare at all and I gave the exam like that without even preparation. But the fact of the matter is, it's very easy when it comes to focusing on, a certain kind of questions and doing elimination of the topic. Okay. Now you see, as you can see, the question number 21 to 26, there are three options given for each of them. Like you have to answer them accordingly. Can you see it on the screen? Let me know that. Let me confirm from you,
Yes,
sorry.
sir. Yes.
So you can see that what is the title of this whole thing? Work
Work
experience for
experience from
veterinary
veterinary science
science
students.
students. So whatsoever they have experienced, they will be discussing about that in the particular situation. Now, this particular situation will be about the veterinary science students, and they will be talking about whatever their work experience had been. Okay. So now, uh, from the question itself, you have to be very clear that what I have to figure out. I have to figure out like what are the different questions and what is said in the question. My mind has to be so alert that during the question number 21 to 26 particularly, I would be able to read the 27, 28, 29, 30 as well. 10 questions at the same time. Same thing will apply here. Once you are done with your 20th question, Once your 20th question is over, you know, they will again say that you have 30 seconds to like check your answers of like question number 11 to 20, or from 14 to 20, like whatsoever. You will get 30 seconds, and these 30 seconds you will utilize to read the questions again. So the same thing will happen, let me tell you. The same thing will be happening every time you will do the listening exam. Then you will see that thing that you will get 30 seconds to actually read the questions again. Mind will be like, and one more thing, always take a water bottle along with you, because during the examination, if you don't get water, then you will feel the dehydration, and then it can cause a lot of issue to you, and you won't be able to, focus on the reading paper, on the writing paper thereafter. Once you are tired, once you are deadly out of your energy, then it can be very risky for you to actually go through your exam. So make sure that when you are drinking water, and because you have to continuously pressurize your mind to think of an answer or focus on the particular situation. So make sure that one you are ready with that. Okay. And I most probably will always think that whenever you are uh, learning something from me here, you must be practicing at home. I'm considering it like on my behalf. I don't know whether you do it or not, but I believe in you. So that is why I'm saying that, like, you must be preparing on your own behalf as well. Like, obviously, from like my perspective, a student is uh, more worried than the teacher sometimes when it comes to IELTS examination. So now the question is, I told you that the setting will be academic. Second, there would be two persons at the least, and there can be third person as well. There can be third person as well, but usually there used to be at the least two people who are discussing something, and they would be saying something about the professor's statement, like what professor told them, what others said about it, and what they really have their opinion about it. Okay. Now, what is the question? Like, what problem did both Diana and Tim have when arranging their work experience? So, what is the meaning of the statement? Can you please tell me? If you can rephrase that one in simple language or in assertive form, how would you rephrase this question particularly? Specifically, what is the statement? What problem did both Diana and Tim have when arranging their work experience? How would you rephrase that? Rephrasing in the
When they
simple
both
language.
when they both started the work, when what problem did they both face?
You have said the same question, but rephrasing has to be done in a very simple language, one line only. You can actually turn that one line in your language also. Like, if you want to write it.
Problems faced by Diana and Tim.
Very good. That's it. That's
Yes.
it. Simple thing. Like, problems faced. That's it. By both.
Yes.
Problems faced by both uh, to arrange, like, work experience. Work experience you can write very like in short form. Problem faced by both to arrange work experience. So when you will write a short question for a long question, you will have half of your work done already. Okay. Now you will focus on what are the different options. Making initial contacts with the suitable forms. You, like, when they will speak, Diana, like for example, Diana said that I felt a little problematic about, like, making initial contact with the suitable forms. Um, but on the other hand, when the Tim said something about it, like, I think it's very easy, you could have done that. In that scenario, you are very much clear that Tim did not face that problem. Diana faced the problem. I'm giving you a hypothetical scenario here. I'm not talking about any realistic scenario. It really didn't happen. But I'm saying that when one has said something opposite to what the other has said, that both haven't agreed. But the question here is, when both of them have agreed, we have to look for that answer. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Yeah. So making initial contact with suitable, like whatsoever will be the answer, I don't care about it. What is the right answer here? But I care about only one thing, whether I have understood the question very carefully or not, or I know about the question very sincerely or not. When half of your homework is done in this way, then definitely you will be able to get your answers very clearly. Like when you have to look forward for their conversation and how do they speak. Now let's play an audio about it, and let's understand my point from the audio's point of view. Okay, let me just play the audio in YouTube. We will see that whether we have any kind of audio for that. um, Book 17,
Yes.
test 2 or test 1?
Test one.
Test 1 it is, sorry. Mm-hmm. I'll clear this stuff. Now hear carefully. Are you able to hear?
Yeah. No.
Not yet, no. So I didn't share the audio yet. I'll share it now. Share sound. Now I think you will be able to.
We have to do a short summary of our work experience on a farm.
Right. My farm was great, but arranging the work experience was hard. One problem was it was miles away and I don't drive. And also, I'd really wanted a placement for a month, but I could only get one for 2 weeks.
I was lucky. The farmer let me stay on the farm, so I didn't
So one said that I had a problem in the transportation, and other said that like farmers let me stay at the farms.
have to travel. But finding the right sort of farm
And I don't drive. And also, I'd really wanted a placement for a month, but I could only get one for 2 weeks.
I was lucky. The farmer let me stay on the farm, so I didn't have to travel. But finding the right sort of farm to apply to wasn't easy.
No, they don't seem to have websites, do they? I found mine through a friend of my mother's, but it wasn't easy.
No.
My farm was mostly livestock, especially sheep. I really enjoyed helping out with them. I was up
Who's speaking at the back?
My grandfather is talking to someone.
Okay. So now you just see, hear it once again. You'll be able to get it.
but I could only get one for 2 weeks.
I was lucky. The farmer let me stay on the farm, so I
Now, what are the options? Making initial contact with the suitable farms, organizing the transport to and from the farm. So organizing transport to and from the farm, like one had gotten the problem, then the other did not. Now finding a placement for the required length of time.
didn't have to travel. But finding the right sort of farm to apply to wasn't easy.
No, they don't seem to have websites.
Yeah.
See.
Like no. Hear it once again.
One problem was
You have to let me know like what you have actually understood or what you have actually heard, so that I may get to know like you have heard it very much with the full intent and focus. Okay, let me know that with every question you will see that. Yeah.
it was miles away and I don't drive.
Okay.
And also, I'd really wanted a placement.
So, Tim, we have to do a short summary of our work experience on a farm.
Right. My farm was great, but arranging the work experience was hard. One problem was it was miles away and I don't drive. And also, I'd really wanted a placement for a month.
So one person faced a problem like what he said, I faced a problem in transportation
Question is
and also in the placement, finding a placement.
couldn't drive.
Yeah,
Yes.
just here.
But I could only get one for 2 weeks.
I was lucky. The farm.
So she said that I was lucky. Like both of the options she denied, like whether she had the problem with the transportation or finding the placement. So both of the things were easily available to her because like transportation like for the transportation as well as for the placement, she gave answer in one statement. You see that?
Farmer let me stay on the farm, so I didn't have to travel. But finding the right sort of farm to apply to wasn't easy.
Now you see the statement started with but. Again, adversative connector will be used when it comes to the answer. So, but like how the things have happened, like finding the contact to the suitable or the forms which are related one, she was unable to have that issue with she was having the issue with that one, and he will say something like, yeah, you're right, or yeah, like yeah, there is something like web information is not available. So he will say in assertive, so one will agree to the other point of view, and you have to find both of them agreeing to a certain point of view. Okay, now you see.
No, they don't seem to have websites, do they? I found mine
No, they don't seem to have their website, do they? So both of them are agreeing to that one, having the problem with the making initial contact with the suitable forms was the problem that both of them had faced. Okay,
Face.
but let's see, let's see. Just don't come to a conclusion like that. Yeah.
through a friend of my mother's, but it wasn't easy.
No.
So for both of them, like for one, like already said that Diana had already said this thing that I did not find it is suitable, or I did not find it easy to get the right information from about the suitable farms. Another person like Tim also said that yeah, I tried to get it through my friends or known people, but still it was very difficult. That means both of them agreed to a certain point that finding the initial contact with the suitable farms was difficult. So we have to find the basic point which where both of them agreed, because here the question says that Diana and Tim both had the problem with that. Okay, are you using Wi-Fi or mobile data?
Mobile data.
You don't have Wi-Fi?
I have, but it's not working today.
Oh, that is why your like video is also blurred little bit. Yeah, anyways. Now, did you get my point? Like you have to be so accurate in getting their ideas through.
Yes.
Okay. Now the second question, like 22nd question. Tim was pleased. What do you mean by pleased here?
Requested.
No, 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 no. That is not like that. Please, you see, all right. Mm, I need to change the color. Yeah. Please also makes pleasure. Okay. Please also make pleasure. And please also make uh, please as a verb. Pleased means became happy. Became happy.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody who is pleased is happy person. Okay. Somebody who is, like from the audio itself, you will get that clearance that yeah, somebody got happy on a certain occasion and somebody was unhappy with something. Okay. Now you see there are three options. A lamb that had a broken leg. Pleased to be able to help a lamb that had a broken leg. A sheep that was having difficulty giving birth. That means situations are different. Lamb with a broken leg. Another is sheep with the having the difficulty giving the birth. That means being pregnant, like she was, like the sheep was having the difficulty in giving the birth to the like lambs. A newly born lamb that was having trouble feeding. So he, like the lamb was trying to get the feed, but was unable to get it. So we have to see three of the situations, whether they are right or wrong, or sometimes straight answer comes, you see.
My farm was mostly livestock, especially sheep.
Livestock is about cattle, or all of them, yeah.
I really enjoyed helping out with them. I was up most of one night helping
I really was happy helping out with them. Now you see.
a sheep deliver a lamb.
On your own?
No, the farmer was there, and he told me what to do. It wasn't a straightforward birth, but I managed. It was a great feeling to see the lamb stagger to its feet and start feeding almost straight away, and to know that it was okay. Then another time, a lamb had broken its leg, and they got the vet in to set it, and he talked me through what he was doing. That was really useful.
Yes, my farm had sheep too.
Now you see. Can you just like remember like what was being said about lamb hag that had a broken leg? Tim help anybody in resolving the issue, like uh, somebody with a broken leg? Did he do anything?
Yes.
What did he do? Now
He
listen
was
one
given a
sec.
yes.
Almost straight away, and to know that it was okay. Then another time, earth, but I managed.
No.
My farm was mostly livestock, especially sheep. I really enjoyed helping out with them. I was up most of one night helping a sheep deliver a lamb.
On your own?
No, the farmer was there, and he told me what to do.
Now, from here itself, it is quite clear the person actually helped another farmer.
Uh,
You know, when the sheep was having the difficulty in giving birth.
giving
So
birth.
it was initially it was difficult, so he got some assistance from the farmer, or the farmer got assistance from him in the form of like assistant. So he tried to help, and then you see, then listen.
It wasn't a straightforward birth, but I managed. It was a great feat.
It wasn't a like straightforward birth, but I
Straightforward.
managed. Okay, but he managed, and I felt like it was a great feeling. It was a great feeling that obviously when you are very happy, so that it will be a great feeling. So obviously it can be the answer. So B can be the possible answer. But he
Yes.
said he will speak about three of them, three of the options. Okay, but the things will be different. Now you see that you simply said that, yeah, he did something with a broken leg. He didn't do anything. He just saw that thing and even listen from some doctor that how he helped the broken leg lamb, like a lamb with a broken leg. How the doctor did something and doctor discussed with him. Nothing else was done from the part of Tim, because here the question is about Tim was pleased to be able to help. In which thing Tim was helpful? We have to keep it in mind. So now you see.
Feeling to see the lamb stagger to its feet and start feeding almost straight away, and to know that it was okay. Then another time, a lamb had broken its leg.
Now, it was a great feeling, he said, that seeing that a newborn lamb that was having a trouble feeding, and I don't think so that the lamb was having any trouble feeding. He was
No.
staggering, he was shaking, but was able to start doing the feeding when lamb was born, newly born. Okay, he
Yes.
started doing it. But on the other hand, like when we say, like where Tim actually come into play and really helped someone. So in that scenario, I guess so. Like obviously, a sheep that was having difficulty giving birth can be the possible answer only. No other answer is possible in that
Yes.
scenario. So you have to keep it in mind, like when you're writing down the answer or you're jotting down the answer, or you're circling any answer, you should be clear about it. Like my statements are right and wrong or not, or I have to actually cross out the wrong answers, like whatsoever are said opposite to the statement, or where the Tim did not get any pleasure. So I need to cancel out those statements, and only I have to keep one statement where we are going to see that a sheep was having a difficulty giving birth to someone. Okay, you getting my point? Hello, hello.
Yes.
Are you able to get it?
Yes.
You. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now you see the third question. Diana says the sheep on her farm. Like, what did she say? Diana says something about sheep on her farm. She said something. We have to find out, like, out of these three options, what did she say? Were of various different varieties? Did she say that? Did Diana say, like, sheep were of various categories? Did Diana say that the like sheep were mainly reared from their meat? Okay. Or
Yes.
did Diana say sheep had better quality wool than sheep on the hills? On her farm, the sheep was having the better quality than those sheep which were available at the on the hill. Okay, we'll see. Okay, now you just listen to that audio.
And they got the vet in to set it. And he talked me through what he was doing. That was really useful.
Yes, my farm had sheep too. The farm was in a valley and they had a lowland breed called Suffolks, although the farmer said they'd had other breeds in the past.
So were they bred for their meat?
Mostly, yes. They're quite big and solid.
My farm was up in the hills, and they had a different breed of sheep. They were Cheviots.
Oh, I heard their wool's really sought after.
Yes, it's very hard wearing, and they use it for carpets.
Right.
I was interested in the amount of supplements they add.
Yes, they're quite big. Yes, my farm had sheep too. The farm was in a valley and they had a lowland breed called Suffolks, although the farmer said they'd had other breeds in the past.
So were they bred for their meat?
Mostly, yes. They're quite big and solid.
My farm was up in the hills, and they had a different breed of sheep. They were Cheviots.
Oh, I heard their wool's really sought after.
Yes, it's very hard.
Now, what are your views about it?
The rearing of sheep for meat. She said yes about it.
Now let's see once
Yes.
again.
The farm was in a valley and they had a lowland breed called Suffolks, although the farmer said they'd had other breeds in the past.
So were they bred for their meat?
Mostly, yes. They're quite big and solid.
My farm was up in the hills.
Yeah, mostly, mainly reared for their meat. Mostly is said in the form, like mainly is said in the form of mostly. Okay, mostly reared for their meat.
Yes.
So why do they, like, why they are fed? why they are being giving life, or something like for their meat or something else. Okay, obviously, most probably that has to be the answer. So Diana
Yes.
says the sheep on her farm were of various different kinds. So now there were very less kinds. Earlier there were in the past, like the farmer said that earlier there were many varieties, but now we're talking about the present time, like whether they had anything like that. No, so that would be a wrong answer. And for the third option, like had better quality wool than the sheep's on the hill. So like the other guy, like Tim said that like sheep that were on the hills, like where he was living, so then those were having the better quality than those like which Diana had. Okay, so
Yes.
even Diana actually said something about it. What she said is, she said that, yeah, I heard that like the sheeps on the hills are having better quality wool. So that which is sought after. Sought after means the people seek that thing, that or the people who really want to get the better wool, they seek for the sheep on the hill. So obviously that would be the wrong answer, like what my understanding says. It's all up to you what you understand at that point of view or at that point of time. So if you understand it better way, then definitely you will get the answer rightly. Otherwise you will face trouble with that. Okay,
Okay.
now you see, wait a second. Diana says like keep it in mind, like we have found three answers and we will just check it out what were the answers, and then we will come back to the same thing. Okay. Now
Okay.
our main answers are, even if those would be wrong, we will try to figure out like what can be the possible scenarios or where we went wrong. So for the first question we said that like A is the right answer, and for the second one we said
Yes.
that like he helped in sheep that was having difficulty giving birth. Okay. And third one, we like as you decided, it has to be were mainly reared for their meat. Keep it in mind, okay? A, B,
Yes.
B. So 21 to 23, A, B, B. We will see that.
I have marked.
That's nice. So let's see. Yeah. Now see that 21 A, then 22 B, and then again B. So we are right. That means we are on the track. So what I'm trying to tell you is, whenever we are finding the answers for such questions,
Tim, we have to do a
what we have to focus on is like why the other two options are wrong. We have to eliminate them. And
Yes.
especially when we are going to convert them in our vernacular language or in our mother tongue, uh, then we will be able to actually eliminate them rightly. Okay. So your English has to be, yeah, your understanding of English has to be quite optimum. Then only you can do it. Otherwise, you will face trouble in that. Okay. Means you have to listen to lots of podcasts. You should have the habit of asking questions to me also, like, sir, what do you say about this particular podcast, and did you hear that one, or I have heard today one thing about the TED podcast, or I something heard on the TED, like, did you listen to that video or did you listen to that particular audio? And something was said about this. I did not understand. Can you please help me out? Or you can actually get the help out of yourself also. Like once or twice you can face a trouble, but like if you will be managing to do the answers continuously, or you are able to listen to lots of podcasts at the same time, then I don't think so. For 2 days, 3 days, you can face trouble, but with the passage of time, you will be well versed with that. You'll become poetic in that. Got it? So that's how actually you should handle these questions. Now, there is another category that comes into play when it comes to question number 21, 21 to 21 to 30. There is another category of question. I must tell you that also, but that will be the part of this particular discussion. Like few of the questions will be in the multiple choice questions, like 4 to 5, or can be 6 also, can be 7 also. That depends. If the person is interested to actually give you a certain idea about another category of the questions, then they will, definitely put some questions into that.
Okay.
Now you see, there is another category. Yeah, this is the category. So do you have any question about the multiple choice question till now? Hello?
So you are not clear.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what are you saying?
Yes, sir. You were not clear.
My voice is not clear or my analysis is not clear? What do you want to say?
Your voice is not was not clear.
Oh, okay. Now is it clear?
Wait a minute, I'll join it again. It's a network issue here.
I can understand that.
Yes.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now listen and answer questions 27.
So now am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So make sure that one next time you are keeping your Wi-Fi um, proper.
Yes.
Okay. So did you get any kind of feedback from any other student about classes or something. So kindly keep it moving further so that they may get to know that somebody is there, like who is able to assist them online and even in their
Okay.
own language also. Like for example, they want to actually ask me anything or speak from my side. They want me to speak in Punjabi or Hindi, then I can do that. I don't have any problem with that too.
Okay.
So, like some people, they have the problem with that only. They try to understand only the perspective, and then they try to just grasp the only basic things. So
Mm.
there are very few like who wants to actually do the whole stuff in the same language. So that is why I'm saying that whomsoever is interested, let me know that, and let them also know that there is somebody who is trying to help. Now,
Mm.
you see, there is another category of question, like in multiple choice, like from question number
30.
21 to 30, like it can be possible 21 to 25,
Okay.
can be multiple choice,
Okay.
and from 26 to 30 will be this category. The category which is before you, which you can see on the screen. Can you see it on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here, it's not always the opinions which will be given, that it can be anything else. It can be anything else. The highlighted information can be anything else. And I just always tell my students that they must focus on the highlighted portion first, and then thereafter you should be able to understand question carefully. Okay, now
Okay.
you see what is the question. Basically, the question is very important. Now, what is the question? Basically, the question is about opinion. What opinion do the students give about each of the following modules on their veterinary science course? So I miss that thing, here in Canada. In Winnipeg, if we don't have any kind of street hawkers, they don't say that aloo lo, gobi lo, pyaj lo, and all that. There is nothing like that here. So we have to go to grocery shops and we have to go to supermarkets to get that. It's not possible here to find people and who are on the bicycle and they're bringing that stuff to our houses. So if that would
Yes.
happen, like definitely people will make it a different country. So they will have a different perspective about life. And they will say that definitely Indians have reached here. So now the thing is, like for that also, one thing which is required, that people must understand Punjabi. So here in Canada, the things are going differently. Now people have started really understanding Punjabi. So even the foreigners, even I must tell you that they're so happy to actually understand Punjabi that sometimes they talk to us as our customers. They speak Punjabi, so it looks really cool. Like our language is actually having a lot of emphasis on the people. The influence of our language is too much. Sometimes I believe that one day we are going to, reign over other, languages. But it's not
Language.
possible. It's just fictitious thing. I don't know, like, but I still believe my language is best. My language is best. My Punjabi language would be the best for me all the times. Though we have to actually handle this language, English and all that, but still, I respect my language the most because I grew up in that.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to choose four answers only, but there are options more than four answers. A, B, C, D, E, F. How many are there? Six.
Six.
There are six. You have to choose four. So there would be things which are not said by anybody. So Tim found this easier than expected. Something is like, for example, medical terminology. So here you have to be clear about, first of all, questions. What are the different questions in the mind? What should be the question in the frame? medical terminology, what they said about like what they had the opinion about diet and nutrition, what they have the opinion about animal disease, what they had the opinion about wildlife medication. So basically, whatsoever your question is, you have to keep the terms in the mind only. What both of them said about medical terminology, what both of them said about diet and nutrition, what both of them said about animal disease, and what both of them have said about wildlife medication. And then you will come to the opinions. Did this opinion was said anywhere in the in the medical terminology that Tim found this easier than expected? Or did Diana may like this particular opinion came into being in the medical terminology? Let's see. Let's hear it. Just wait.
to 30.
Now we've got to give a bit of feedback about last term's modules. Just short comments, apparently. Shall we do that now?
OK. So, medical terminology.
Well, my heart sank when I saw that, especially right at the beginning of the course, and I did struggle with it.
I thought it'd be hard, but actually, I found it all quite straightforward. What did you think about diet and nutrition?
Okay, I suppose.
Do you remember what they told us about pet food?
Now, let me know that.
He
Any of
said
these?
that I had thought I'd be hard.
I
And
thought it would be hard, but
yes,
but later on I found that
actually,
it
I
was
found
easier.
it. Yes.
Just hear it again.
Now we've got to give a bit of feedback about last term's modules. Just short comments, apparently. Shall we do that now?
OK. So, medical terminology.
Well, my heart sank when I saw that, especially right at the beginning of the course. And
Now, in both, like in these options, there was nothing particularly said by or Diana did not actually opt for anything particularly.
Yes.
Okay, so Diana may do some further study on this. There is no link of that one. She said that my heart sank when actually I read something about this or that. So then the Tim started saying something. Okay. So it's not mandatory that always A option will be your answer. Okay. It's not
Yes.
mandatory. It can be B option also that comes as your answer first. So just don't take this terminology in the mind like it will be in the serial order. It can never be in the serial order. It sometimes can be, sometimes cannot be, or I would say it can never be is also wrong to say, but sometimes we have to actually oblige by this thing that I have to understand the statements. I have to, the way I need to know what is medical terminology because they will speak it. We main thing is you have to, make these options clear to you. Options or the opinions which are given over there. It's not always the opinions, I must tell you. So Tim found this easier than expected. What Tim found easier than expected? Tim thought that this was when you will do the reading process, you will do this only. Tim thought
Okay.
this was not very clearly organized. So Tim thought this was unorganized. Okay. Or like you can do one thing, you can turn that into the mother tongue, then you can say that टिम ने सोचा कि ये अच्छे तरीके से ऑर्गेनाइज नहीं था, ये अच्छा ऑर्गेनाइज नहीं था. When you will write that statement over there because you have the answer sheet with you, then definitely when you will try to find the answer about it, then you will be able to grasp it like somebody has sent something about it. Okay. Same way Diana may do some further study on this. Diana इसके बारे में पढ़ेगी simply, like whichsoever way you will find it easier that you can actually grasp it for longer retention, then I think that's the best option. Okay, I am not here to clear anybody that I know English well here. I listen it very carefully because For judging your knowledge about English or writing information, or like other modules are there to judge you out. Okay, there are other modules also, like reading is there too. Writing is also there, and then there is another thing that is speaking, which is the most crucial part. Okay, so Diana may do some further study on this. So Diana पढ़ेगी इसके बारे में तो कुछ और. They both found reading required for this was difficult. दोनों को लगा कि इसके बारे में रीडिंग पॉइंट करना, रीडिंग रिक्वायर्ड वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. रीडिंग इस जो रीडिंग इसके लिए चाहिए थी वो डिफिकल्ट है. टिम वाज शॉक्ड एट समथिंग ही लर्नड ऑन दिस मॉड्यूल. टिम किसी वजह से शॉक हुआ जो भी उसने इसमें सीखा. कोई ऐसी चीज सीखी जिससे टिम शॉक हो गया पर डियाना शॉक नहीं हुई. दे बोथ वर सरप्राइज हाउ लिटिल इज नोन अबाउट सम एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ दिस. दोनों जने एक चीज के लिए सरप्राइज हुए कि like how little is known about some aspects of this categories. That means how little is known about, like, why there is no further discussion about the certain topic. That's what they actually mean. Now you see, you just listen to that.
I did struggle with it.
I thought it'd be hard, but actually, I found it all quite straightforward.
I found it all quite straightforward. That means Tim found this easier than expected. So earlier he said that it was hard. I thought it was hard. That means he expected that it was hard. But when I actually went through the studies, then I found that it was very easy. Got it?
Yes.
Now then thereafter, you see.
What did you think about diet and nutrition?
Okay, I suppose.
Now once one option is done, what you can do is you can cross this one. You can do this thing. Like once you have found the answer, just erase that one, so that you need not to focus on this particular option again.
Yes.
Got it? So if you have written down the answer or jotted down the answer once, then I think only five options are left. Then you have to focus only on these five options. Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
Yeah. Now just let's.
Do you remember what they told us about pet food and the fact that there's such limited checking into whether or not it's contaminated? I mean, in comparison with the checks on food for humans, I thought that was terrible.
I think the module that really impressed me was the animal disease one, when we looked at domesticated.
One particular thing was said by Diana was hmm. Hmm means she agrees. Both of them agreed at something. Okay. Now let's see.
I suppose.
Do you remember what they told us about pet food and the fact that there's such limited checking into whether or not it's contaminated? I mean, in comparison with the checks on food for humans, I thought that was terrible.
I think the module that really impressed me was the animal disease one, when we looked at domestic.
So what is your option for as far as the answer is concerned? Like here, something Tim thought that this was not clearly organized. Let's see once again.
Terminology.
Well, my heart sank when I saw that, especially right at the beginning of the.
Think about diet and nutrition.
Okay, I suppose.
Do you remember what they told us about pet food and the fact that there's such limited checking into whether or not it's contaminated? I mean, in comparison with the checks on food for humans, I thought that was terrible.
I think the module that really.
So limited checks were there.
Yes.
Okay. He was shocked at something he learned on this module. Okay. I thought, like, the Tim thought that he was it was terrible. It was terrible when he found that one, something like that. So he was like, he was saying that it was a terrible feeling. Okay. Then thereafter, like Tim thought there are two possibilities that can be B or E. Okay. There's no other option there. Like Diana may said, there has to be something further studies to be done. Like, but something which fascinates Diana, we are going to just listen to that now.
Impressed me was the animal disease one, when we looked at domesticated animals in different parts of the world, like camels and water buffalo and alpaca. The economies of so many countries depend on these, but scientists don't know much about the diseases that affect them.
Yes. I thought they'd know a lot about ways of controlling and eradicating those diseases, but that's not the case at all. I loved the wildlife medication unit.
You see, like both of them were having any surprise feeling about it. Reading required for this was very difficult. There was nothing like that. She said that mm, like both of them had the opinion that there is little known about them. So definitely F is the possible answer for that. I guess F is the possible answer. E is the possible answer for the previous one. Like E is the possible answer for this one, and A is the possible answer for this one, and F is the possible answer for this one. What my mind says. I can be wrong also. Sometimes I can be wrong too. So
For
it's not
medical
meant.
terminology A.
For medical terminology, A, it can be A. And for 28th, diet and nutrition, it has to be Tim was
E.
shocked. Look, sorry. Yeah. Tim was
And
shocked at
for
something.
29th, it's F.
F. Both were surprised how little is known about some aspects.
Things like helping birds that have been caught in oil spills. That's something I hadn't thought about before.
Yeah, I thought I might write my dissertation on something connected with that.
Right. So, actually, I was thinking something along the same lines.
That is the end.
Now you see, Diana said something like, I will write something,
I will write my dissertation on something connected
dissertation
with
of, yeah, okay. So she said something about it, or maybe it is C. They both
yes.
found that the reading required for this was difficult. So let's see that whether they said something about the difficulty level or not. Just hear carefully.
Okay.
I loved the wildlife medication unit. Things like helping birds that have been caught in oil spills. That's something I hadn't thought about before.
Yeah, I thought I might write my dissertation on something connected with that.
Right. So, actually, I was thinking something along the same lines.
So both will write something about it, okay? Both will write something about. So C can be the possible answer for that.
Yes.
Because here Diana says that I will do something further studies. Sorry for that. Now, let's find out the answers. You'll see that.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what was like question number 27? It was 27A, 28th E, 29th F, and 30th C. Are our answer right or wrong?
Right.
100% right, no? So
Yes.
I think from the analogy that I am
I
trying
buy
to
the
give,
same products you
just
do,
a second.
only I get them much cheaper.
It
I
was
save
some
hundreds
difficult.
of dollars a month by doing.
But it wasn't easy.
No.
Yeah, what are you saying?
I said it was some difficult. Not much.
Yeah, it is actually difficult. I must tell you that. So in real exam,
21 to 26 were not much difficult, but 27 to 30 were difficult.
so you see, once you have lost one option in this category, definitely you will not be able to, get it done. Sometimes
Yes.
the options are very short, and even the options given are very short also, but they are very much in number. Like there can be 10 options, and you have to find out six out of them. So it's very difficult to actually get it through then. So here they have given the demo of that one, like only six options are given, and you have to get four out of it.
Okay.
Understood? But I have actually tried to exemplify these things because nobody, even in your city, in my city actually, so they do not put emphasis on listening, and they just try to give more information about how to do the tips and tricks and all that, but they do not actually put emphasis on how they can handle, how the students can handle the listening. For example, I must tell you one scenario. It happens with me, like when I'm not interested to listen to anybody, then definitely I won't get good marks in listening. For example, on a certain day I'm not interested to listen to something which is of not my interest, so I'll just keep on going through and on through, and I'll leave the questions. So it happens with me, like this is my like I would say that this is my style, or this is my way of actually dealing with listening. uh, w- Even when I came out of my examination, I told my friends and the buddies who are living with me, like I told them that listening was not up to the mark. I did not like listening here. So I did, because I was not provided with the headphones even. So I was not aware that there would be some headphones or not. But the fact of the matter is, the reality is, listening was easy, but without headphones, when you are going to do that and you don't have practice of that, in India, I don't think so there would be any examination hall like where they won't provide you earphones. Here it happened just because nobody wants to get that higher score. Because we don't require high score. Even the person who gets 5 bands can also get applied for the PNP or provincial nominee program or something else. So that is why the people who do not prepare or put emphasis on preparation stuff. So they simply go and sit an exam, and then thereafter they come back. Or even if they don't do it in one go, they try to do it second time, third time, fourth time. So it's all up to them. Like they have the money, they can do it. But your mindset has to be like, I have to achieve at least 6.5 or 7 or 6 7 7.5. There is nothing important about this. Like if you get 9 bands or 8 bands, there is nothing important about it. Fundamentally, what you require is you have to reach abroad. Once you have reached abroad, you are already practicing it a lot. You are dealing with the people, you are dealing with the customers, and you are meeting day to day everybody to speak English, and you're meeting with them. Or there can be the possibilities that I am using the prepositions wrongly sometimes also. But main thing is we are talking and conversating in English. That's it. That's the main fundamental motive of language. Yeah, we are able to discuss, we are able to talk, then that means that's done. The whole thing is done. I just want to know your experience of actually learning in your MR City public school. Like, what is that teacher's name? The aged one, and he's from Bihar.
CL Gautam.
Yeah, yeah, CL Gautam. I just want to know, like, what did he teach you about, speaking,
We
listening,
only
and
focus on our literature and on our writing skills.
his literature?
Yes.
Okay. So writing skills means to say what?
Means that report writing, article writing, and
Oh, okay.
something.
Subjective, only subjective. Nothing
Yes.
related to like real life, or something related to,
No.
the real life exams. So those must be there. Anyways, we are not going to talk about that. I meant to say that, like in MR City, we have that CBSE board. There, the kids get the opportunity to write something. One of my students, favorite students, was from MR City. I remember that. He's still in contact with me. He's from Mississauga, so he's living in Mississauga, um, and he calls me sometimes. Whenever he gets a time. He hailed from a nearby village, Jatpur or something like that. So he calls me every now and then whenever he gets some time, and he learned that, yeah, if we'll write longer, we will be able to actually uh, write, speak, or do something good in English. So that's how the things really work. Like He came to me for about 1 year, 1 year or 2 year from like he was from MR City, I guess. He was the only students like when I actually face one to one from MR City. Usually the students what they prefer is they go to in the groups and they study. I never taught like that much. So the fact of the matter is like listening is very important. Listening to anybody is very important. Whenever you are listening to any kind of song also, you can write it out just listening to it, not watching the lyrics, not, you know, peeping into the lyrics in any way. Understood?
Yes, sir.
I think today also we will not get the time to actually focus on the speaking skill again, I guess so, because the time is fleeting, time is fleeting, time is fleeting. So somehow we are able to touch up the question number 21 to 30.
30.
We are able to touch this up and 21 to 30. Randomly, when you will pick up the questions from 21 to 30, you will be able to grasp it. Now, the last portion. In the last portion, you will have only one person speaking, and that will be called as a monologue. One person will be the speaker, nobody else will be speaking at that time, and the person is going to give you a discourse of study. Discourse of study, or that means the person is going to explain something like a topic or a lecture. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So we will have a look at that too. But before that one, we'll have a 5 minutes break as usually we used to have. Okay, and then we will come back. Just keep an eye on the class. I'll be back. I'll drink some water. You can have that too. Okay, thank you. Hello. Hi. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what I will do is, you see, again, there would be an option for you that once the question number 30th is done, you will get how many seconds? 30
30.
seconds. 30 seconds to check your answer. That's all up to you whether you want to utilize it for checking your answers or you want to skip it and you want to go to the last portion of your listening exam. And then these one, like you will have to just read only 10 questions. And how to read them, it's a different scenario. But as I told you that question number 1 to 10 and question number 30 to 40, they have something in common with each other. What is that common thing? Oh my God. Just a second, okay? Just a second. Yeah. So one thing that's very much common in both the categories of the questions from 1 to 10 and 30 to 40 is like what's that commonality is emphasis on the answer. Emphasis or the stress, we say. Stress on the answers. Whenever there would be the answer. Definitely we are going to actually listen to the whole talk. It's not it's not like we are going to focus on only the stress, but we're going to focus on the whole text along with the word which is being emphasized. Sometimes we like when I tell my students that you have to focus on stress, they keep on focusing on stress word, but they forget about it that the whole text is to be read also. So text along with the stress can give you 30 to 10 to 10 questions right. 10 out of 10, let me tell you. Next thing is after this one you will have your better chances to practice more. Okay. Now
I feel like I'm drowning in deadlines.
So why don't you use WordTune?
WordTune?
This is Meg for marketing. Poor thing. She's flooded.
now so these are the questions. Here you see labyrinth. Labyrinth in simple language. What do you know about them? It's a maze. Labyrinth usually is called as a maze.
Okay.
Okay. Any maze. Maze जिसको बोलते हैं हम भूल भुलैया in your language. Bhool bhulaiya. So anything, any such thing will be called a maze. Like you don't find the answer, or you becomes, you know, you're moving in the circular motion, but you don't know where is the end point. So you become perplexed and confused to get out
Now
of it.
listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Now, after 30 seconds, the whole thing will start. Let me tell you, when we focus on the question instruction, you will be able to get your answer. Like here, it's quite clear. Write one word only. for each answer.
Okay.
Very clear. And the person is going to, speak on a topic, and one person is going to speak at a time. You will see that in every test it happens like that. Okay. So when it comes to questions, you will see how you have to read the questions. Let me give you a glimpse of that. When I used to read the question, I used to do only one thing. Mazes are the type of. What kind of mazes are we talking about? The types of mazes are a type of. Mazes are a one of the category from something. Okay, I will understand like that. Second question. Something is, I will write something for that one. Something is needed to navigate through the maze. Navigate means to get out of the maze. Something is needed. What that something is will be our answer. Okay. And then same way, third question. Word maze is derived from. I need not to write everything, need not to read everything, but important points. The word maze is derived from. Derived means made from. The word meaning of the feeling of dash. Feeling of dash. And now you will hear the stress also. Okay. Now, firstly, these 31st, 32, and 33rd, then we will move further. Okay. Just see.
Labyrinths have existed for well over 4,000 years. Labyrinths and labyrinthine symbols have been found in regions as diverse as modern-day Turkey.
Now, you see, when the first definition is given, they won't say that there is a definition for that. But if they say also, the word definition will definitely come into play. Once the person will speak the word definition, it will not come again. Okay. So definition will come thereafter. Winding spiral path leading to the central area. That after that one will come. Yeah, you are going to go along with the person's speech. Okay. You will wait for his statement to come when he speaks about of the particular statement that we are finding the answers for, and whatsoever is not carrying the answer also, we will just hear that thing also, that we will wait for that statement to be spoken as well. Where we don't have any answer also, we will listen to that too. Just
Ireland, Greece, and India. There are various designs of labyrinth, but what they all have in common is a winding spiral path which leads to a central area. There is one starting point at the entrance, and the goal is to reach the central area. Finding your way through a labyrinth involves many twists and turns, but it's not possible to get lost, as there is only one single path. In modern times, the word labyrinth has taken on a different meaning and is often used as a synonym for a maze. A maze is quite different, as it is a kind of puzzle with an intricate network of paths. Mazes became fashionable in the 15th and 16th centuries in Europe and can still be found in the gardens of great houses and palaces. The paths are usually surrounded by thick, high hedges so that it's not possible to see over them. Entering a maze usually involves getting lost a few times before using logic to work out the pattern and find your way to the centre and then out again. There are lots of dead ends and paths which lead you back to where you started. The word maze is believed to come from a Scandinavian word for a state of confusion. This is where the word amazing comes from. Labyrinths, on the other hand, have a very different function.
define the answers.
Mazes are a types of puzzle.
Yeah.
And 32, pattern is needed.
No, logic is needed. For me, logic is the answer. Pattern, why we do need the pattern to navigate through the maze? Logic is needed to, you know, then thereafter, even you should hear the stress on the answer. Now I'll just play it again. Okay.
only one single path. In modern times, the word labyrinth has taken on a different meaning and is often used as a synonym for a maze. A maze is quite different, as it is a kind of puzzle with an intricate net.
Puzzle. So the answer is, emphasized.
Puzzle.
Puzzle.
Yes.
So he spoke it with more stress.
Yes.
Okay. Now you see the second. Now how he's going to put emphasis on logic. Just listen to that. Are you there? Hello. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
What happened?
Nothing. Something fall down. That's why I went there.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Anyways, now you see, like we will hear the stress on the answers again. Just a second. Logic and confusion. How the person is stressing on these answers. Now just listen.
Work of paths. Mazes became fashionable in the 15th and 16th centuries in Europe and can still be found in the gardens of great houses and palaces. The paths are usually surrounded by thick, high hedges so that it's not possible to see over them. Entering a maze usually involves getting lost a few times before using logic to work out the pattern and find your way to the center. And
So logic is also stressed.
Yes.
We have to find the statement also, like what is needed for the maze to get it out of the maze. So obviously when he will speak something about that to get out of the maze also. So what do we require to navigate or to get out of the maze is the logic only. So logic is stressed then. Now
then
next.
out again. There are lots of dead ends and paths which lead you back to where you started. The word maze is believed to come from a Scandinavian word for a state of confusion. This is where the word
Confusion. So he
Confusion.
puts
Yes.
stress on that. So feeling of what? A state of confusion or feeling of
Yes.
confusion is one and the same thing. Like they even won't say the state of again, but it's
Yes.
like parallel statement will be said or would be said or parallel paraphrasing would be done. That's how all the answers will come. Like as you will reach to the 39th, 38th question, like he is going to give you time to actually listen to that also. But your focus has to stay at the same stuff. I did not actually revise that thing every time whenever I give exam, but if somebody will revise these things, will the chances are that you will get 7 bands, 7.5 bands easily. When I came from India to Canada, I remember that my score in listening was 8.5
Okay.
just because I focused on these things. Okay. I put emphasis on actually understanding these logics, and then thereafter my score got 8.5 for listening.
Okay.
I really love listening, but sometimes you are not in good mood or When you are giving exam, you are not in good intentions sometimes. So you can be negative, you can be starved also, you can be hungry also. Make sure that when you are eating well also on that day, not that much like crispy or something like snack. Don't eat that one because it can give you the chances like you will have a bowel problem, and then thereafter you will, you know, find some place to get rid of that. Anyways, so the fact of the matter is today we have done the listening portion, and I have given
Yes.
you the 1200 words also. I will take the
Yes.
test and test of the spellings of the 1200 words tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Once that is done, okay. Once that is done, then thereafter we will move on to the another thing of your preparation, that is reading. Along with every day, like you will do half an hour of listening.
Okay.
Like your day will start with the listening module. Your class will start with the listening module, 30 minutes class, 30 minutes test you will be giving, and then you will send me the answers and I will check those. Thereafter, we will go on to the next thing, that is reading.
Okay.
But did you understand the last portion of the test of the listening?
Yes.
So how these are to be understood is like, first of all, there is a monologue. What are the different points? Let me just write them down very fast. Uh, Wait a second. I'll just close it and I'll open Word document. I'll write over there itself. Yeah. So these are for the part like 21 to 30, and then from 30 to 40. All right. 30 to 40. Point number one that you have to keep it in mind is what? There will be one person speaking. In bracket, I can write monologue. Second point, read everything that comes in the text as the speech of the person proceeds. Okay. Third point, very important one. There is always, sorry, stress given on an answer. Okay. Fourth point, mm, be patient for the statements which carries which carry your answer. Sometimes people have the tendency to fast forward the thing, and they think that in this line there is answer, I forgot to write the answer. But you have to wait and be patient about, you know, things to get done. So especially when it comes to question number 37, 38, they put a pause. They put a pause, and then again they start speaking. The person starts speaking, and then those three questions will come in the same way. Like you have to, you know, like, yeah, important point. Underline the information before and after the blank. You have to underline that one so that you may remember that. Okay, once you will get 30 seconds, you can actually do that stuff there. Five questions you can read in those 30 seconds, and then again you will get some time to look at question 30 to 40. Then in that portion, you can actually do 36 and 36 to 40 question you can read. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, difficulty level will increase as you will reach to the end of the exam. Okay. As you will reach to the end of the exam, the difficulty level will definitely
Increase.
increase. That means question number 31 would be easiest. Question number 40th would be difficult one. You can face some trouble with that. But keeping the basics in the mind, stick to the basics and your answers are before you then. Okay. So if you will stick to the basics, you will get your answers before you. That's it. That's it for today's class. These 7 points. Have you taken the screenshot of that?
Yes, sir.
That's fine. So now you will be able to grasp it like how you have to handle the question number 21 to 40. Okay. 21 to 40. And that means we have discussed the four of the parts. Now your today's task is to actually do the listening exams more of the time. I'll be sending you book number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But these are actually not the latest one. So I most probably will start sending you the book from 11 to 17. 11 to 17 for listening only, listening purpose. Do not do it for the reading purpose or any other purpose. Just do it for listening purpose and try to do as many as tests as possible so that you may be able to get well versed with that. And find out the like get the answer sheets out also in the printed form so that you may
I
write those.
have.
You have already gotten that? That's nice.
Yes.
So 40 questions you can write down every day or always write the like yeah, some points I need to tell you. Okay. Always always write the answers in the capitals. There is no notion about it. You can write in small letters also, but why I always suggest my students to write in capitals so that your alphabets will be clear. That's the another thing that you will get 10 minutes to write down or jot down your answers thereafter. Okay.
Okay.
So always write the answers in capitals. And some tricks that I talked about is like if you feel that you are not clear about, like if answer is pens and you heard only pen, you can write in the bracket S in the capital. Like for example, pen, and you know that there can be S also, then you can write that in the bracket. But it's not always. If it is not clear one, so they can adjust it and they can actually accept that one. Not every time. Not with all the answers that you are going to do that. Okay. So that's how you will be able to get score well. You getting my point?
Yes, sir.
If you have any query till now, you can let me know so that before we are going to end up the today's class, uh,
Mm.
I will be aware that yeah, you need this help or that help. Yeah. No?
Listening was tough. I'll revise it today.
Yeah, please go for it.
Yes.
So go for
Yes.
some 3 to 4 exams.
Yes.
Um, Once you are done with the whole listening, only check your answers then. Do
Okay.
not check your answers. I'm again saying that. I will write over there. Okay. Do not check your answers before completing the exam, one module. But once you are going to be aware of the reading also, writing also, I will keep on saying you that do not check your answers until or unless you have done your listening, reading, and writing. Right now, we have reached up to the listening portion only. That's why I'm saying that after listening, you can just check your answers. But once you are done with your reading, I will start saying that complete your listening, complete your reading, then check your answers. Once you are done with the reading and the writing also, I will say that listening, reading, writing, then check your answers. That's it. That's it from my side today. Mm, now we will actually do the parallel study. Our listening is done, and then speaking module has to be started along with. So kindly make sure that one whenever you have some urgent work, you should let me know or give some
Yes.
intimation to me that I have some problem or issue, sir. So I will be
Yes.
able to catch up with you uh, at this particular time. Will it be okay or not? If I'll be possibly awake and I'm full of energy, then definitely we can join in
Yes.
as we have done today. Okay. So for now, like you can see the videos also, I had already published one of the video, the demo video.
Yes.
So you can see that every day there will be one video that will come forward, and you can just share it with your friends also. They will get to know that how I am teaching and you how you are getting everything done. So if you have any query or anything, you can write down or jot down on WhatsApp also, send me that, or email me also if you have any query. Okay. So it's the time to say bye bye. Good night. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care. Take care.